Hi guys, welcome back to Hear Me Out. I'm E,
I'm D.
and today we're going to be discussing Chris Breezy. And he's quite a controversial person to discuss for some people. We know some of his mishaps. I'm going to call them mishaps from back in the day when he was like about 17, 18 with Rihanna. And, some people say, let's forgive him. Some people are saying, hell no, we won't go. As you know, we had the All Star basketball game, All Stars. What is it? Celebrity
All-Star Weekend.
All Star
Well, yeah,
Weekend.
the Celebrity All-Star Game.
So we had the Celebrity All Star Game, and Chris Brown was clearly invited to play and all these things, but then they snatched it back and said you can't. So he was uninvited, and a lot of people are upset, and some people are like, good. So we're gonna read an article, and then we're gonna give you our thoughts.
So, according to hotnewhiphop.com, Chris Brown has claimed that he was uninvited from the NBA All-Star Celebrity Game. Quote, I was asked by the NBA to play in the All-Star Game this year, only for them to call later and say I couldn't do it because of their sponsors like Ruffles. At this point, I'm sick of them bothering me and I'm tired of living in the effing past, Brown wrote on an Instagram post. Furthermore, Brown wrote on Instagram, um, he claimed that after uninvited him, the NBA still asked him to sit courtside at the game. While Brown posted an initial invitation from the league to appear at the game, he did not provide evidence of the league uninviting him. It's the second major event in a week that Brown has seemingly been excluded from. Usher confirmed in a recent interview that he did not consider Chris Brown for a cameo at the Super Bowl halftime show. Quote, no, I did not reach out to Chris Brown. I'm not going to tell everybody I'm not going to say who I reached out to or everybody I reached out to. I reached out to some hitters. I was curating what would be one of the greatest Super Bowls of all time, and it actually turned into that because of who I reached out to, Usher said. So, I mean, oh man. Then you had other, I guess, celebrities that did in fact attend, but I mean, who cares? This whole thing is about Chris Brown, and I think it sucks. But before I give my thoughts, what do you think?
I think it's just so tough, right? Because we've literally known Chris Brown since he was like 16, 15
I
years
know.
old. And Rihanna was fairly young at the time as well. I guess we're all around the same age, right?
Yeah.
So when that whole thing went down and we saw pictures of Rihanna and why he did or didn't do what he did kind of thing, it's like, well, was he just, I mean, I don't even want to say things like that, but some people are like, was he justified for doing things like that? Or, he's a woman beater, da 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 da. You know, there's a divide always.
Yeah.
This is a democracy here. So, um, as we know, Rihanna has, I don't want to say forgiven, or maybe she has forgiven him. She's letting bygones be bygones. I think she's even worked with Chris Brown at some point, or has Chris Brown has written music for her and things like that. Clearly, we know Drake dated Rihanna. Drake and Chris Brown have produced have features together and things like that. So it seems like those people involved, not that Drake was involved, but Rihanna and Chris Brown, they seem to have moved on. They have kids, they have significant others. I mean, maybe we can say that they were young at the time and that's something that happened, but it seems like he never has had the opportunity to outgrow this moment.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's a shame. A lot of people do say in the internet, well, if Rihanna has forgiven him, why hasn't everybody else? And I know that there was an award show last year where they didn't want him presenting or they didn't want to show him for some reason or performing. And, Kelly Rowland came to his defense and a lot of other celebrities did. And it's because of the same thing about what happened, maybe 20 years ago, 15 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Is it fair? I don't think so. I think Chris Brown could have been even more famous than he is now, but this is like always casting a shadow in his career. It's like there's like a little asterisk, which
Yeah.
is sad because he's so talented and I listen to him all the time. And I know you might come for me if you're on the unforgiving side, but I think he's very talented and it's a shame that, I guess we can't forgive this moment.
Here's my thing. Y'all just keep picking and choosing when you want to hate somebody.
Mm,
Because Chris Brown has been invited to other things. Chris Brown still has music played on the radio. Chris
mhm.
Brown is still featured in other artists' music. Chris Brown is still making music, period. Like this is happening.
Yeah.
So where is the like outrage for all these other things that he's still doing? Like if people are still so bent out of shape over what happened back in the day with Rihanna, and of course there's no excuse for that, whatever the
Mm,
case may be, but if people are still so bent out of shape about that, why isn't it that way across the board?
yeah.
Why are people picking and choosing when to judge him, when to bring this stuff back up, when to like paint a target on his back?
Hmm.
Um, especially when you have other celebrities, particularly white celebrities, that do same or worse things and end up having whole redemption arcs. I mean, one of the biggest people, and I believe that Chris Brown may have even mentioned something about it not so long ago, Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, our fave.
Mm,
He had a very, very colorful past. He was a drug addict. He went to jail. Like, there was a plethora of things he had going on.
yeah.
But America embraced him with open arms when he became Iron Man. We all love him now. Where is the outrage for that? You still have people that still listen to R. Kelly. And we know what R. Kelly's in jail for. You still have people that defend Bill Cosby. And we know what he went to jail for. And you still have people that listen to Doja Cat, that are obsessed with Doja Cat. And at one point, she was disparaging Black people. And you have a ton of white celebrities who've been in and out of trouble, Justin Bieber, and continue to be propelled. For example, people were so disappointed that he wasn't a part of the Usher Super Bowl halftime show. I was like, for what? Who cares? But for whatever reason, oh my God, people were so sad. It would have been so much better. No, it wouldn't have. Who cares? But again, it's okay if Justin is problematic, but it's a problem when Chris may be whatever or the other.
Mhm.
Again, there's nobody is excusing his past. I just think that we need to be consistent. Yeah.
Mhm.
And like you said, he is a talented person. And we all have known and seen that Rihanna has moved on. Whether she forgave him or not is none of our business. But clearly, she's moved on with her life. She is happily a mom of two. She has her own partner. Chris Brown has gone on to have his own kids, his own partners, and everything. And yet, still, we keep trying to bring these two people, like in their past, together. It just doesn't make sense to me because at the end of the day, at which point do we all move forward? At which point do we all move on and
Yeah.
let go of all these things that those two particular people who were involved in the situation have completely let go of? I mean, you also still have people embracing Diddy, and we know what went on there. So I'm just very confused with the way that people treat Chris Brown in today, in today's 2024. Like, it's very, very confusing to me.
You know, of course, I'm internet creeping, comment creeping, because that's what I do.
Right.
So somebody brought up a good point when they said that the Grammys have this Dr. Dre Global Impact Award. And we know Dr. Dre in the 90s, 80s, 90s, he made Chris Brown look saintly.
This is
You
true.
know, all the things that he did to Michelet. We know, Suge Knight, I think he was with Michelet as well. Like, the abuse, people saw it, and it was like a repetitive thing. Not that I'm saying, comparing apples to apples. That's not the point. The
Right.
point is the Grammys have this award that they just gave to Jay-Z,
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Dre, and nobody has given Dr. Dre this asterisk, you know?
Oh,
So
oh,
I don't know what it is about Chris Brown that got, half of the people so peeved, so worked up. But,
yeah.
I think it's just frustrating if I were Chris Brown, and basically what he said, that y'all can't get over this. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not the same person that I was at 17, 18, that I'm, what is he, like 30 something year old? He's
Yeah.
not the same person. Y'all
Yeah.
need to forgive. And besides, you weren't with Chris Brown. Like, why are y'all so worked up?
Man. Going as far as recent memory, everybody was captivated by the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial.
Mm,
There was a lot of domestic situations going on there, supposedly, allegedly, on both sides. But Johnny Depp was welcomed back into Hollywood's arms wide open, like,
back to
hey, here
Pirates
you
of the
go.
Caribbean and all that.
They wanted him back to everything. Meanwhile, Amber Heard, she was shunned and hardly made much of an appearance in the press run for the latest Aquaman. But still, you have these people, these Caucasian celebrities who have done some things. I mean, Mel Gibson's been welcomed back. He's had issues. Sean Penn, he's like a well-respected, just celebrated documentarian now, and then people think he's like, I don't know, God's gift to earth or something because he does some kind of philanthropic stuff, supposedly.
Or
Um,
Brad Pitt with his little
Brad
stint
Pitt,
with Angelina,
yeah.
what happened in the airplane. So,
There's still, and that's still going on. There's like a lot of issues pertaining to that. So, I mean, there's Nicolas Cage, who was, I think, in 2011 or something, was accused of or charged. I'm not gonna say charged, but he was accused of, for sure, of something with domestic violence. Charlie Sheen, although he's not exactly somebody that people are paying much attention to these days. But anyway, he was somebody that at some point, had some allegations against his way too.
yeah.
So it just doesn't make sense to kind of continue harping on one person when, again, it's not the same thing across the board. That's like my main thing. And the last thing I'll say is that Ruffles commented on the Shade Room's post and said, we found out about it the same time y'all did.
I know, I saw that. I was like, oh Lord. Social
Ruffles says,
media,
I ain't got nothing to do with it.
social media is social mediaing. So I want to know who in the NBA uninvited him, or who was that sponsor that didn't want him for real.
I mean, the main sponsor I saw on the jerseys was Ruffles. So I don't know what other sponsor could it be, but the main one I saw was Ruffles. Who knows who it really was?
But guys, let us know what you think in the comments. Do you think that people should just get over what Chris Brown did back in the day and let him be and let him thrive the way he should? Or should we just never forgive him? Like, I don't know, just hold on to these grudges. Let us know in the comments. But if you haven't already done so, please subscribe, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. Also, please share our video. We're trying to grow our community so your friends can be our friends, so we can all be friends. We also have social media, which Steele tell you about.
We're on Instagram and TikTok at Hear Me Out DNE. So make sure you guys like, follow, share, and comment. We enjoy interacting with y'all.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.